What's up, guys? Good morning. How are you? Welcome into a Friday edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. We're here every single morning, all off of BettingPros.com. Always being brought to you by BetMGM. The offer is above me here: $10 to win $150 on any event with that promo code Juice150 at BetMGM or BetMGM.com. And well, video on YouTube, audio wherever you get your audio podcasts, and welcome to number 501. Last night, something very funky happened. So I actually didn't figure this out. Somebody DM'd me and said, Matt, do you realize that on the day, the two podcasts pair, jumping over 499 to 500, if you combine the last five picks, so ending with number 500, you will go 5-0-0. 500. So we go 3-0 yesterday. Patriots, 1-unit win. They cover the 6 easily. We get the Warriors have a huge comeback in the fourth quarter of their game to cover the 8.5-point spread. And then we get the easy cover on the over for Louisville and Duke that came in. We got 22 points out of Duke. As I said, I needed 20 points out of Duke. We got 22. So we got there easily. Louisville put a hurting on Duke. So we get a 3-0 day coupled with the 2-0 day yesterday, and it's a 5-0 mark for number 500. Now, the parlays didn't hit, but they weren't official, so they were just kind of Hail Marys. We got on both, 3 and 2 is what they went on both of those. But, that's fine. Whatever. Those were, for fun, $10 throwaways. So we wanted to celebrate and have some fun, and both bets missed, but the official plays came through. So 5-0-0, very, very cool. I'm just going to say, and you guys have called me Patriot homers, and I've had people say, you don't bet against the Patriots. Yes, I do, okay? When it's appropriate, I will bet against the Patriots. I am not going to listen to anyone else about the Patriots for the rest of the season, though. The Cleveland Browns game ended any type of influence you can have on me. I am riding the Patriots. Straight up, I am riding this team. Okay? A buddy of mine has a 10-1 ticket on the Patriots to win the AFC. I'm probably going to make that an official play at some point. You can fade or follow that. But I'm telling you right now, that Patriot defense, you can poke holes in the argument any way you want. Well, no Calvin Ridley and no Cordell Patterson for the Falcons last night. Okay. Fine. Well, Nick Chubb didn't play for the Browns. Okay, fine. But the Patriots are 3 or 4 plays away from being 10-1. I mean, that's where you start looking at their season and where they are and what they have done. And yeah, you could go, they're 7-4, but they could be 10-1. All right. With wins over the Bucs and the Dolphins and the Cowboys. It's not crazy. Mac Jones is playing extremely well, but it's the defense. It's the defense for the Patriots that should wake everybody up. It looks like a early 2000 Patriot defense. And people were like, oh, if this defense played against the Rams in the Super Bowl in 2001, what would happen? I don't know. What rules are we playing under? Because if we're playing under the same rules as the Patriots did in 01, yeah, I do think that Patriots team could shut down the offense for the St. Louis Rams. And Kurt Warner and everybody else. Yeah, those rules, Belichick had let's be honest, the league changed all the rules about what DBs can do to wide receivers and can you tackle, guys coming out of the backfield and everything else they did to eliminate the ability for the Patriots type of defense to happen. You go back to those rules. Look, Barmore is a beast. That second round pick at Alabama, Patriots have been drafting Bama players like crazy because of Nick Saban, and they didn't always work out. But the last couple of years, they have really been working out well for the Patriots. That was a domination of the Falcons. And the Falcons stink. Okay, I get it. And I'm on this over 7.5 wins, which is probably not going to hit. But that team stinks. That team is really bad. But the Patriots look very good. And man, the game against the Titans. Let's go. Huge game this weekend. Got 10 days off before one of the biggest games since Tom Brady left for the Patriots. Monster matchup against a team that they could see again in the AFC Championship game. So before that game, I may need to jump on a Patriots to win the AFC bet, because if they beat the Titans, the numbers are going to totally shift. If you aren't already on Mac Jones to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year, you probably want to get on that now because it's him. And I mean, really, I don't think there's much competition, to be quite honest, right now. I mean, maybe there's a little, but he should win the Offensive Rookie of the Year with the way he has played so far for the Patriots. I mean, he's just, that kid's a stud. He's in a perfect position. He's a stud. So all I'm saying is, look out for the Patriots, okay? If you hate the Patriots, you're going to hate the next couple of weeks, because that team is playing really, really well right now. And we haven't even gotten to January or late December in Foxborough or playoff football. You want to play against that team in the cold? The way they run? The way they can play defense? We'll find out if Mac Jones can play in the cold, by the way. No one's brought that up. I've thought that in the back of my mind. Can Mac Jones play in the cold? I don't know. We're going to find out. We are absolutely going to find out if Mac Jones can play in the cold. All right, so today I've got 3 plays for you guys. I've got all half-unit plays. I will have NBA player props coming up later on today in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, or the link underneath me here on YouTube to get in. I will have 2 player props in the NBA going tonight. However, I do have a college basketball play, a college football play, actually 2 college football plays and 1 college basketball play. Let's start with the college basketball play, and let's go and talk about my Creighton Blue Jays. After a big win for the Jays, huge win at Nebraska. I faded them. My bad. Shouldn't have done that, right? We had the over, so we went 1-1 in that game, so it was fine. But it was a very impressive game for the Patriots, the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton starts off this tournament in the tropics up against Brown. Now, Brown, up against North Carolina, almost beat North Carolina. They scored 87 points against North Carolina, which Carolina's going to play. They've got better talent than the Blue Jays do, but they play a very similar style. Up and down, shooting a lot of threes, running. Carolina scored 94 points. I think there's a chance the Jays get into the upper 80s pretty easily here. I'm kind of surprised at the total. The total seems weird. So it was 147 against North Carolina. It went over by 34 points. So the Jays opened up against Arkansas Pine Bluff. They won 90-77. The over went over by 142 by 25 points. Then they took on Kenosha State, and it was 148. It went under by 53 points. The Jays just were not focused on that game. It pushed against Nebraska, but that was because Nebraska did not hit shots that were wide open, consistently missing shots. I don't know if Brown will do that. Brown might be able to hit shots and make the Jays pay. Brown has scored so far this year 98, 75, 87, 89. It appears Brown can score, and the Jays defense is not great, all right? Nembhard is a stud for the Blue Jays. He's going to be an absolute superstar for this Creighton Blue Jays team. Huge game against Nebraska. I think he plays well tonight. I think the Jays do wind up winning this game and covering. It's 12.5, but I think because Brown put a big-time scare into North Carolina, I'm not really comfortable going ahead and saying that they're going to run away with this and beat them by double digits by 13 plus. But I do think the over 138. I do think this game's going to fly over, and I think we'll get there relatively easily. Both these teams are 1-1. Well, 1-1 for Brown, 1-1 for the Creighton Blue Jays to the over. Over 138. Creighton Blue Jays taking on Brown here and in St. Thomas. Neutral site, 3:15 Eastern time tip. So for me, it's a 12:15 Friday afternoon game to get our day off started in the right direction. We're going over Brown and Creighton 138 for a half a unit. Okay, so let's go to football now. And let's talk a little bit about, oh, by the way, if you want another one, this is a personal play that I'm going to jump on. I'm going to fade the gambling public and all the content public, if you want to call them that. Everybody's on Oakland tonight at plus 15.5 against Alabama. I'm not going to make it official, but I'm going to lay the 15.5 with Alabama at home against Oakland. I think Nate Oates' team is going to kill Oakland. It just seems like everybody, because they're 3-0 against the spread and they beat Oklahoma State, I think everybody is now in love with Oakland. I might be wrong here, but on a Friday night, Nate Oates' team didn't play very well against South Alabama last time at home. I think he'll want to put up a number and really try to, put a hurting on Oakland coming up here tonight. So I'll be on Bama laying 15.5 points. All right, let's start talking little college football here. First, let's talk Memphis and Houston. All right, so there's a couple things at play here. Houston has a chance to play in a New Year's Six bowl game, but they're already going to play in the conference championship game. So people are like, wait, they're already in the AACC or the AAC. So, are they going to be as focused on this as they should be? Will they be really into this game against Memphis? I think they're going to be. So Memphis on the year is 4-6 against the spread. Houston is 6-4, but Houston last game out up against Temple, 26-point favorites. They won by 29. Against South Florida, they were laying 13.5 points. They won by 12, so they didn't cover. But against SMU, they were catching a point, and they won by 7. On the other side, Memphis, things haven't really going great for Memphis. On the road, Memphis this year is 0-4 against the number. They have not played well on the road at all. And I think because Houston has a chance to put a number up on one of these primetime games, a chance to play where everyone's watching you, all the bars are on your game, and everyone's turning around, 9 o'clock Eastern time kick. So everybody's watching it going like, all right, Houston, you got the little number next to your name. What are you going to do? And I don't like this Memphis team all that much, to be quite honest. The total in this game is 60, but the number is 8.5. I'm a little concerned that we're not going to get enough scoring out of Memphis to get to the over, because I thought about going over on this game, but I just couldn't get there. 3 of the last 4 for Memphis have gone under, while 2 of the last 3 for Houston have gone over. Memphis 3-1 on the road to the over. Houston, though, 2-2 at home to the over. So I'm a little concerned that the Houston defense is going to play well enough to slow down Memphis. And I like this Houston offense a lot. I like this Houston team a lot. And I think they're going to have a chance to put up some numbers here. Houston scoring 38 points per game, 411 yards of offense so far, 5.7 yards per play for them. Can run the ball all right, 3.9 yards per rush, but 8.2 yards per pass play. And this defense for Memphis gives up yards, 7.2 yards per play through the air, 266 yards overall for them. Memphis can throw, like we know here. Memphis can pass, 8.5 yards per pass play. That's 22nd best in the country. They throw for over 300 yards per game, but Houston only gives up 209 yards passing through the air. They can shut down passing attacks. They're pretty good against the run, too, just 3.2 yards per run play as well. So the chance to make Memphis one-dimensional. I'm going to lay the 8.5 here. Houston at home, minus 8.5 up against Memphis for a half a unit. One more college football play, and let's talk about UNLV. UNLV's already cashed for us. We already got there. Over 1.5 wins for UNLV. They've won the last 2 games. They beat New Mexico on the road. They beat Hawaii at home in their last game. They won by 14 points in both games. They were 1.5-point dogs and 3.5-point dogs in both those games. Here, they're catching 11 points up against San Diego State, who's coming in with a 5-4-1 record against the spread so far this year, 2-1-1 on the road. At home, UNLV is 3-2 to the number. 4-1 on the road for a combined 7-3 record for the Rebels against the spread. We should have been betting UNLV the entire year. Frankly, I made a mistake because I just bet they're over 1.5, and I was just like praying they were going to win. But I should have been betting them to cover because, they opened the year 5-1 against the spread. Like, missed opportunities. On me, bad by me. Should have been riding them the entire season, and I wasn't riding them the entire season. So that's a mistake on me. I think they keep this game close. I think there's a chance to ride the crowd. There's some buzz around this program. The kids are playing hard for Coach Arroyo. I'm on campus. People are talking about the game. Are you going to the game? It's a Friday night before Thanksgiving. San Diego State's coming in. Can we get it done? Can we keep the game within 10 points? Catching 10 points. Just to give you an idea, this is the first time against Nevada, they were catching 18.5 on the road, and they lost by 31. But that was the first time. They've been double-digit dogs only once in their last 5 games because the books kind of figured it out that these kids play hard and they play tight games, and they don't always lose. If they lose, they don't always get blown out. It's hard to blow them out. Now, offensively, can San Diego State blow out UNLV? Let's talk about this. They only score 25 points per game. All right? That's not outstanding. 4.8 yards per play. That's okay. That's not incredible, right? 319 yards of offense for them. Not insane. Now, The Red Bulls on offense, only 20 points per game, not great. Defensively, they've been all right, not great. I mean, 31 points a game, but they keep themselves in the game. They don't get killed. I don't know if San Diego State can blow them out. If UNLV can get to 17 points, I think we're okay here. I mean, you're catching 11 points. It feels like this is going to be like a 27 or 28 to 17 type win for San Diego State, and we got 11 points to play with. So I don't like the 10.5. I like 11. If you get to 11, I like 11 a lot, and I think there's a real good chance that we get a push out of it. If we don't get a cover, we get a push. I'm going to take the Rebels here on a Friday night at Allegiant Stadium. Kids are playing really hard. They may be in line to win the game. I mean, I don't know here. I mean, with late in the year, getting hot on the road, it's a cool environment. Everyone's raving about the stadium and raving about the UNLV team and how hard they're playing. Maybe this is the time they come back down to earth and they get killed. But I'm going to ride it here. I'm going to jump on it and see what we can do. Half a unit, UNLV, plus 11 at home against San Diego State tonight. A little late night game for you guys. That kick is at 11:30 on the East Coast kick. It's a 8:30 kick here on the West Coast for us, for UNLV and San Diego State. Okay, so 3 official plays, half a unit, all of them. I will give you player props coming up in the Discord channel for NBA player props. We'll have a couple of those going for us later on today for us. Half a unit in play on the props. 2 of those coming underneath me here on YouTube for the link, bettingpros.com/chat to get in. We're going over 138. Creighton Blue Jays against Brown. We're taking Houston minus 8.5 at home against Memphis for a half a unit. And UNLV at plus 11 at home up against San Diego State for a half a unit. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by BetMGM.